Slot versus Maresca. Who has done the better job so far this season? Before I get into that, right, I just want to preface this video by saying both of them, I think, in my opinion, have done a fantastic job. Maresca and Slot, I think, have done a fantastic job. Both of them have exceeded expectations. Both of them have elevated Liverpool and Chelsea. Um, and I think in the next few years, I think they will definitely lead Liverpool and Chelsea to not just honors, but also competing for the Premier League and the Champions League, I think, on more than one occasion. So both of them have been fantastic managers. But I'm going to discuss in this video who I think has done the better job so far. And that answer obviously will be different for each person because it'll always be relative to what they expected at the start of the season. So this will be just my opinion based on my expectations of both managers and what I thought will happen. And I'll explain my opinion and why I think one of them has done a better job than the other. Even though, as I said again, both of them, in my opinion, have done a fantastic job. So to start first with my expectations, before the start of this season, I didn't have Chelsea finishing top four, to be honest. I definitely had them competing for top four. I thought they will definitely compete. They'll challenge for top four probably till the very end. I don't even remember who I had in fourth place. I just remember it wasn't Chelsea, that's for sure. I thought Chelsea will probably finish fifth, maybe sixth again, like last season. But I thought they will be a lot closer. They'll probably get more points. They'll do better. I was a bit surprised when they sacked Pochettino because I thought he ended the season well with them. Because when he ended the season, they were on the upward trajectory. And then when they sacked him, I was like, this is a bit confusing. And then they got Maresca, who I think at the time was not the number one option or the number one favorite for most of the Chelsea fans. But obviously, he's proven most of these guys, all these guys, wrong because he's definitely done an incredible job so far. But yeah, he's definitely exceeded my expectations there, right? Because if you told me at the start of the season they'll finish fourth, I wouldn't be surprised, right? I know they're not fourth right now; they're second, but I still have them in my current predictions finishing fourth, right? And if you came and told me at the start of the season that they're going to finish fourth, I wouldn't have been surprised, but I would have said, "Damn, he's done a decent job then." With Slot, however, not only did I now I know some Liverpool fans expected their team to challenge anyways because they have five world class players, and even though they lost Klopp, they still felt the team was fantastic. But personally, I thought they'll finish a comfortable third, but I thought the gap between them and us and City would be even bigger than last season. Last season, they were 7 points behind us and 9 points behind City. I thought it'll be like at least 10 points behind whoever finishes second this season, but comfortably in third. And I thought whoever finishes fourth will be like another 6, 7, 8 points behind Liverpool. Or at least, let's say, no, maybe 6, 7 points is too much, maybe 5 points behind Liverpool. Because I did think we'll have like a 15 points gap between us and whoever finishes fourth. And obviously, he's also exceeded expectations really well. He's not just got them to challenge from day one, he's got them flying, not just in the Premier League, but in the Champions League as well. And obviously, they're still in the League Cup quarterfinals, so they could even win an early trophy. Now, even though these two managers have both done amazing, I said this on most channel, and for some reason it got like crazy backlash, but I said, in my opinion, Slot has done the better job. As good a job as Maresca has done. The reason why I say Slot, in my opinion, has done the better job is because of what I've said a few minutes ago, which is Maresca, as much as we want to believe that he's taken a failing, dying Chelsea team, the reality is Chelsea towards the end of last season were on the upward trajectory. They weren't going down. And I read these stats on Judge Mo's channel, where I said, if you look at their last 15 Premier League games last season, they only lost one. And that one was the 5-0 spanking by Arsenal. Every other game, including away to City at the Etihad, they either drew or won. And if you look at their last 6 games specifically, they won all 6. All 6 games. So they didn't end the season bad if you look at their run in the Premier League, which is why they ended up climbing from 12th to freaking 6th. And they were so close to getting like 5th and 4th. They were not that far away. I think they were like 4, 5, maybe 6 points behind. Like they were not. It was not that big of a margin. So when Maresca took over, if he was as good as people were saying that he was based on his Leicester season, that he was dominating and he was flying with Leicester, and he ended up winning the championship, obviously. Yes, he's doing better than what I expected, right? But Slot for me has exceeded expectations even more. Because Slot is not just challenging. If Slot right now, like after 15 games, let's say he won 9 or 10, and then maybe like drew 2 and lost 3, something like that, let's say, I would have said, damn, he's doing a good job. He's doing really well. 10 wins, 2 draws, just 3 defeats. Not bad. Especially when you consider that I thought they would lose against Arsenal away. They didn't. I thought they might lose to Newcastle away. They drew. To be honest, I thought they would lose to Newcastle before the start of the season. Once the season was going, I said they'll draw. But the fact that he's got 12 out of 15 wins and just 1 defeat and 2 draws, and the 2 draws were 2 difficult away games, in my opinion, that's even more impressive. And this is one thing I said on Mo's channel, which I think triggered some Chelsea fans. Mo is like, oh, Arsenal are second, and if I told you that, Chelsea are second, if I told you Chelsea would be second at this stage, blah, 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 and Arsenal City would be crap, blah, 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 would that have surprised you? Versus Liverpool being first. And my answer to that is very simple. And I said, Liverpool are first right now in the league, regardless of City and Arsenal's performance. Because even if Arsenal and City perform to expectations, in my opinion, the way Liverpool have been playing, I still think Arsenal would have been second or just behind Liverpool, right? Or maybe like level on points with them. I don't think we would have been ahead of them. Because if you came to me as an Arsenal fan and told me your first 15 games, how many wins, losses, and draws do you expect to happen, given our fixture list, I would have said, I'll be happy with, of course, I won 15 out of 15 wins, but realistically, I think what probably would happen is I think we'll be on like maybe like 11 wins, maybe, and 3 draws, and there's no way we're going to go undefeated. I think it's fair to say that we'll lose maybe 1 game, if not 2 games, right? I would even have gone as far as saying 2 games, because I wouldn't be surprised if you tell me we'd lose away to City, and then we'd lose some other game like over there, like somewhere in the Premier League, whatever game it is, right? So if you tell me, oh, at 15 games, you would be at like 10 wins, 3 draws, and 2 defeats, I wouldn't have been shocked. I would have said, yeah. Given the fixture list, given some of these fixtures that are away from home, yeah, you know what? I'll take that. That's what, 10, 30, 33 points. I think right now we have, 29. So that'll be like 4 points better off. It'll be 1 point worse off than last season, but then this season we've had more difficult fixtures if you look at the away games that we've played. So I wouldn't have been upset with that, because now I know in the second half we can accumulate even more points, right? And we would have been on a trajectory of getting over 90 points, in my opinion, right? But that still would have put us second. The same with City. Even with City, I think a good season for City at this point would have been them getting like, I don't know, maybe like, let's say 12 wins like Liverpool, and then maybe like same thing just like Liverpool, like 2 draws, 1 defeat. I don't know, something like that. Which means they would have also been level with Liverpool. So the reason I'm saying all this is to try and explain that Liverpool are not first in the league because City and Arsenal have been bad. They're first in the league because they have been killing it all season with their performances and their wins. Slot, if I'm not wrong, broke a record for Liverpool's best ever start when he had like 11 wins and 1 defeat. or something like that. Like maybe some, I can't remember what the record was. I think it was 11 wins, 1 defeat in all competitions. So Slot is first because they've been exceptional. Chelsea, on the other hand, who have also been good, have also exceeded expectations. I've already said that. But the reason they're second is because Arsenal and City have been bad. If Arsenal and City performed to the expected level, then where Chelsea are right now is not that surprising. Given how Spurs have been crap, given how Villa have been crap, given how United have been crap. If you told me these 3 teams are going to be crap and Liverpool, Arsenal, and City are going to be good, where do you think Chelsea will be? I'll be like 4th. They have to be 4th. Because I already had them competing for top 4. And the only reason I thought they'll not get top 4 is because I thought Spurs, Villa, maybe even not United, to be honest, is because they kept Ten Hag. But I thought Spurs and Villa, and I thought maybe even Newcastle, like I know last season was crap for them, but I genuinely thought that was because of the Champions League. I was like, yeah, this season they don't have Champions League. I don't think they're in the Europa League or Conference League. I was like, yeah, you know what? This year they might bounce back a little bit and come back to that kind of level where they challenge for top 4, but they probably don't get it. I thought Spurs, I can't believe I had faith that Spurs will get better. They've gotten worse. I also fell for the Ange hype, to be honest. Again, when I say Ange hype, I just mean hype in the sense that he will get them to top 4 and he'll get them playing good football again this season and improve on some of the results that lost top 4 for him last season, but not to the point where he'll compete or anything. No way close to that. So if you gave me all these facts, I would have said, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think Chelsea will be 4th. So the reason Chelsea is second right now, yes, they've done well, but it's because Arsenal and Man City have gone but have gone below expectations this season. Because everyone expected, at least I definitely expected Arsenal to improve on last year, which we haven't done so far. I've said it in my other video. You can go and watch it. And I think we have stagnated compared to last year. We haven't regressed. And that's where I've dissected that in the other video. But we haven't improved either. And Man City have definitely regressed this season compared to last season. And that's why Chelsea are second. It's not like Chelsea are a point behind Liverpool or 3 points behind Liverpool. They are 4 points behind Liverpool with Liverpool having a game in hand. So if Liverpool win that game, which a lot of people expect them to, I actually think it's a tricky game for Liverpool, Everton away. But a lot of people expect Liverpool to win that game. And if they do, they're 7 points ahead of Chelsea after 15 games. So taking all these things into account, I said on Most Channel that I think Slot has done the more impressive job. Because that for me would have been a more unbelievable statement. If you told me Slot will be having 6 out of 6 wins in the Champions League, including wins against Madrid and a smashing of Leverkusen and a smashing in the San Siro against Milan, and have 12 out of 15 wins in the Premier League with 2 draws and 1 defeat, and be flying on top of the league, that would have been more shocking to hear than saying Chelsea would have had XYZ results, would have currently been how many points do they have? 31 points out of a total of 45. Is it 45? 15 games. Yeah. Chelsea will have 31 out of 45 points, right? After 15 games. The Liverpool one would have been more shocking for me or more surprising for me than the Chelsea one. And based on that, I think Slot has done the better job. I think both managers have improved players for sure, but I think Slot has improved players even more again. Like if you look at Gravenberch, some Liverpool fans wanted him out this summer, and he's suddenly made him one of the best DMs in the league. Caicedo was already playing really well towards the end of last season. So for anyone saying, oh, Caicedo has been killing it, Caicedo has improved. No, Caicedo was already improving like crazy towards the end of last season. A lot of Chelsea fans were talking about him being one of the best DMs in the league. Which is fair, to be fair, because towards the last 3-4 months or 5 months, I think he was fantastic. Not fantastic, but I think he was really good. Let me just say that. But Gravenberch has improved day and night. Luis Diaz, who was crap and missing chance after chance last season, has improved tremendously this season, in my opinion. And many people after the first 7-8 games were putting him in team of the season on the left wing. And we're saying he's the best left winger so far in the Premier League. So he's definitely Konate, who was having like a up and down kind of performances to the point where he was dropped for freaking Kwanzaa for a few games last season. He suddenly looked like, again, one of the best defenders in the league. So you have to give credit where credit is due, in my opinion. and I think he's improved players really well. Um, I will even say that I think Salah is performing better this season than last year. Maybe that has nothing to do with Slot. Maybe that's just something to do with Salah, because he is a world class player. He's one of the best, if not the best player in the world right now. Um, but I think Slot has done a better job. The last point I will say in Slot's favor over Maresca is that I think it's incredibly hard to take over a team after the departure of a legendary manager who's been there for years. We've seen it with Arsenal with Arsene Wenger. We've seen it with United with Fergie. Now, yes, fair enough. Those managers were there for like more than 2 decades, versus Klopp who didn't even complete a decade. I get it. There's a difference there. But those 9 years of Klopp were like fruitful years for Liverpool. They were successful years for Liverpool. They were memorable years for Liverpool. And he set records and new bars and new heights at Liverpool. And him leaving after 9 years, where he's such a legendary manager and the players were clearly attached to him. We saw Trent Alexander Arnold crying on the last day. Even Van Dijk, I think, was emotional. You would expect that with a new manager like Slot. It's not like it was Hansi Flick or Pep or Ancelotti who was taking over. It's a manager that not a lot of people knew about or rated that high, because just because he won the league with Feyenoord. Nobody rated him that much. And he didn't win the league last season. He won the league, I think, the year before that, right? I could be wrong. I don't think he won the. I'm gonna actually check it, because I don't think he won the league last season. I think he won it the season before, right? So 2024. No, I need to see 2022, 23. Yeah, he won it in the 2 seasons ago. He didn't even win it last season. Last season was won by PSV. So when people saw Slot come in after a legendary manager like Klopp leaving, I think there is a natural expectation that there will be a slight decline. And if Slot is the right guy, he will eventually pick them up. But this guy came in immediately flying. Whereas, and especially given the fact that Liverpool's last season ended horrendously, it was a catastrophe. Their season, the ending of the last season, was on a downward trajectory. Whereas Maresca took over a Chelsea team that was on an upward trajectory. I'm not undermining the job he's done. He's done a fantastic job. I think he's been the second best manager in the league. I'm not just saying it because he's second. Even if he finishes fourth this season, but he continues performing this way, and Arsenal and City just pick it up, I will still say he's the second best manager this season. If obviously Liverpool win, then Slot would be the best. But I think Slot had a behemoth of a task to take over from a manager like Klopp, especially with some of the conversations about, oh, Van Dijk might leave, Trent is looking to go to Real Madrid, Salah might not renew his contract. These are literally your three best players outside Allison, and he still ignored all that, all this gossip and the rumors and the news around his club. He didn't let it affect his performances and his management. He's done a fantastic job. Look, again, I'll end it again. I know people get very triggered and salty about this. Maresca has done a fantastic job. I think he's been incredible. He deserves praise. I still don't think they'll challenge for the league till the end. They'll definitely, I've said it like more than a month ago, I think they'll comfortably finish in the top four, which I'm pretty sure all Chelsea fans will be happy about, given the expectations they had at the start of the season. But in my opinion, I think Slot has just been. Yesterday, maybe I kind of did exaggerate in most channel where I said, "Oh, it's not even close." I don't think I said it's not even close. I think I said Slot has easily done the better job. Maybe, yeah, it's not easily, but I think in my opinion he has done the better job. I think he had the harder job as well, in my opinion. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people will give me stick for what I'm saying, obviously, especially Chelsea fans. I'm pretty sure Liverpool fans will. A lot of them might agree with me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please, and share the video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next time. Peace.